Because I guess just the older I got, the more I realized how much of an inconvenience it may have been to my sister to have to raise, a child. And yeah, you got teenagers who get pregnant and have kids and stuff like that, but that wasn't her life. Like she did things right. She did things the way my parents, I guess, raised her to do things, and now she's responsible for a little life. She basically had to raise me, and so it really made me angry because I'm like, we didn't really have a fair shot at having that sister relationship because she's always had to be more of a mom to me, which I think now that I'm older, she can't get out of that mode. And I realize that now, looking back, it's difficult maybe for us to have a sister relationship because she's so accustomed to being in the mom role for me. So I guess as I got older, that kind of made me a little upset.
Okay. Right. As far as your home life, how were you guys raised? Were there any differences between your family and other families that you knew, like rules wise, or just things that you did? Anything out of the ordinary that you can remember?
In our community, everybody was pretty much the same. Working class, Christians. Mildly diverse neighborhood. It was usually, it was mainly African American, and so, everybody was pretty much one and the same. Everybody kind of looked out for each other. We had neighbors who, would kind of step in and help with us as well when, Aunt Lena wasn't around. Everybody just kind of, almost like just kind of took turns, like they looked out for us. And it even seems like some of the neighbors may have known certain things about our mom too. And like I said, no one really talked about it. Everybody just kind of stepped up to the plate and
came in and helped out.
Yeah.
So it was more than just your Aunt Lena that came in. You had neighbors.
Yeah, but she did the most because she's actually family. So but they would, if we were, I don't know, Dad was gonna come home late, and we may have had a neighbor that said, "Hey, come eat dinner with us tonight," or something like that.
He always made for sure, like I said, he was a provider, so he made for sure to arrange when he knew he wasn't going to be there, that somebody would be there to meet and greet us, even though society might feel, okay, they're old enough to be home alone or whatever, but he made for sure there was somebody. So if it wasn't Aunt Lita, it was the lady next door or the lady across the street or the guy. Even it may have even been the guy across the street, just watching out to make for sure nobody tried to come in the house and do anything to us.
Yeah, I agree. And then especially when she went to school, but of course, because she stayed locally and went to school locally, but she would have classes and just different things like that at times, and even she and Dad, would arrange for me to be with a neighbor or something. Yeah.
So y'all really had a community feel with your growing up. Like everybody really pitched in, helped out, looked out. So that's good. That's good. Let me get a little info about your mom. I just kind of want to get a broader picture, who she was. What was her name?
Margaret.
Do you remember how old she was when she left?
She was like, I don't know. She never really discussed her age. She always said a lady never tells her age.
Okay.
So I'm not real sure how old she was. Never looked for it or anything.
Okay. If you just had to hit an estimate, just based on how women age brackets, what would you
I would say
imagine?
she was probably 38, 39, I don't know, somewhere in there.
Late 30s, early 40s maybe. Okay. And you said y'all don't remember any medicine or alcohol, drugs, or anything that she engaged in? Okay. If you had to give me 3 positive qualities about her, what would those be?
Pretty positives about her. She cared about other people.
She could bake. She was a good baker. She gets that from her.
And she loved us, I think.
In her own way.
Yeah, I think.
What would you say were negatives about her that you can recall?
The way people describe her is almost like she was very flighty. I mean, is that?
Okay.
And I guess she was a little bit, I guess because we really couldn't tell you anything about her medical history, her privacy was probably a negative, in that sense.
Yeah. Okay. She was very private. Anything else?
I guess, and then from time to time just walking out. I mean, she would just leave, but she'd come back, but I guess she was
Irresponsible.
All right. What about Dad? What's his name?
I'm sorry, Jim.
And how old is your dad?
How old is Daddy? Is he 72? Yeah.
Do you know how old they were when they got married?
They married really young.
Yeah, they were young. I think he was much older though.
Yes.
He was much older than she was.
So she got married young. He was already probably.
He was an adult and she was more like a teenager.
But their parents were okay with it.
And then they were married for a while before they had Demetria.
What about grandparents on either side? Are you in contact with them? Were y'all involved with them growing up? How much of a role did they play?
Well, we didn't know any of her family, which is like weird. I guess the whole privacy thing, like we were just told that her mom and her dad had passed away, I guess a couple years before Demetria was born. But other than that, brothers, sisters, like we didn't know any of them.
Okay. Do you know if she had any? No, just.
We just assumed she did.
Okay. And I'm assuming Lena is your dad's sister?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lena Stewart.
Does he have any other siblings?
Uncle Bobby Lee. And then Uncle Richard, but he passed away.
So one sister, two brothers? Okay. What about his parents?
Cindy and Richard Stewart, Richard Sr., of course.
Okay. And what do you remember of them? Like, how involved were you guys with them growing up? Or do you remember any issues or were told about any issues they may have had, like mental?
I don't remember any issues that they may have had. They seem to be good
They were good grandparents. They came for holidays and either sent presents for birthdays or came for birthdays.
Did their role increase after your mama? Did they come around more? Did you go stay with them some during summers or something? Or were they really around a lot? More than usual?
They stayed far away.
Okay.
Yeah, so they were a couple states away.
Okay.
So they didn't travel much. Right.
And they wanted to be in our lives, so they made phone calls.
Yeah, we talked to them a lot.
The visits that they felt were most important.
So they were active, they just weren't able physically to be there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. What about your Uncle Bobby and Richard? Were they local or did they live out of town?
They were local. Uncle Richard passed away when I was like 10 in a car wreck.
And Uncle Bobby is still around active?
Oh yeah, he's still full.
Okay. And how about you guys? I know, April, you noted on your form that you were single. Any pregnancies or anything that you've had, miscarriages, stillborn?
No.
All right, Demetria, you have 2 kids.
Yes.
What are their names?
William and Raymond.
How old is William?
William's 16
Okay.
and Raymond's 15.
Okay, you ever been married?
No.
Any other pregnancies? Okay, how about any alcohol, drug abuse, or issues with alcohol or drugs at all?
Until the car wreck, I was really anti-pharma, so
No,
not even so much as medicine, yeah, until the accident and then the addiction to the pain meds.
Do you drink at all? No.
No.
What about you, Demetria? Do you drink at all?
No. Socially, but so no. I'm very small social life. Very little bit of
Any current relationships?
No, don't have time. Got kids. It's a relationship. I love Jesus. He's my husband.
Okay. What about you, April? Any relationships
No.
recent? Okay. Any bad relationships? Or any issues with abuse or infidelity or anything like that?
No, I think that's probably why we're single. No.
Yeah, they go now if they raise their
Yeah.
hand.
No.
And I take it you're both Christian.
Yeah.
Yes.
Any major physical illnesses, like any hospitalizations, anything like that? Beyond, what you may have had with your wreck. Anything prior to that? Any major medical issues that you guys have or have had?
No, just some benign cyst that was,
Yeah, she had to get a surgery to get something removed.
other than that.
It wasn't cancerous though?
No.
School-wise, coming up, how was your performance in school? Would you say average, above average?
No, school, we had to perform. So,
But no major issues with like failing grades
oh
or
no.
needing extensive tutoring or help? Nothing, everything's kind of normal?
Yes.
And you went to college, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
How many years?
4.5.
Did you get a degree, and graduate? What did you get your
I
degree?
got a bachelor's in math, Bachelor of Science in Math, with a minor in computer science that nobody uses anymore.
What about your friends? Any college?
I have a master's in entrepreneurship and small business management and an associate's in psychology and a bachelor's in communications.
Wow, you have been busy. Okay.
She's always been a go-getter until this wreck.
I can understand. Sometimes, traumas happen and kind of gets us off track, but you'll work with it to get you back where you belong. Now, socially, have you had any legal issues? Any DWIs? Any issues with law enforcement, being arrested? Nothing?
No, speeding tickets that I paid off, but no arrests or.
No major legal?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This is really good. And I think I have a pretty good picture of kind of your home life, family, what's going on, what may have been going on. It does kind of offer a little insight if you think about it in your current relationship now. Why maybe the tension is where it is, the attitude, the Demetria seeing the situation a little bit different than you do. So I'm gonna do some more notes. I'm gonna compile this information, and we'll go over it a little bit more in detail our next time meeting. And hopefully we can have some little leeway in, you know, what's causing the issues now. It may stem from prior. So I do thank you so much for, you know, the information you gave me, for you guys being open and, you know, working with me so we can get this solved. And like I said, we'll find the root cause. We'll get you guys back on an even keel. You know, won't say it'll be perfect, because obviously no relationship is, but at least give you a healthy sister relationship. Okay? Did you guys have any questions or any concerns or anything you wanted to ask or talk about before we end it today? No? Okay. Well, again, thank you for coming. And if it's okay, same time next week.
Okay.
Okay.
That'll work.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.